Hey everyone, I wanted to impart another tradition to you, something very easy that, well, half of us could do, and that's to grow your beard this time of year. And this comes from Nordic traditions. It's also a very pragmatic response to the changing of the weather, as it is not wonderful and pretty rainy and windy here in Scandinavia. So I will go into the background of the beard growing and then explain why it's something nice to do in a tradition to uphold. Is very, very easy. So basically, it was said that if you had a red beard, you were descended directly from the gods. And it's very interesting to look at because red facial hair exists in all cultures, all races. And there's pretty easy answer for that, and it's selective breeding. Because when mankind first emerged from the jungles and the plains, and when it really developed into modern humans, the things that allowed us to develop into the modern humans was increased protein intake, which allowed our brains to be smarter. So what is protein? Animal flesh. And what's that do? It has blood. So they think at its earliest that the predominance of red beards today is because of selective breeding, because women saw men with red facial hair as possibly being stained red from blood, so therefore having better prowess as a hunter, being stronger, and giving the best opportunity for their progeny or children to survive. Now, specifically in Northern Europe, where we're just pale people and we have less of the darker coloring, darker pigmentation for the hair, red beards are huge, up to like 80% of men in certain areas, if not higher. Now, that being said, we can look back at the ancient times, and we know that you could not be a king or you could not hold an important place without red facial hair. You also had to have light eyes, but that's a whole other topic. Anyway, so the red facial hair was very important across the Scandinavian world. We looked at it as if you had red facial hair, you were descended from the gods themselves. So this is where the tradition comes in. Now, we know that at the summer solstice, at midsummer, from every day after that, the sun in the photo period of light shortens. So the sun is out less and less and less every day until we get to the winter solstice. And then what happens in the winter solstice is the day is at its minimum. And then finally afterwards, the days start to lengthen again. So the solstice, the winter solstice, represents midwinter, the day is shortest. So two things can happen at midwinter. It's the days can start to lengthen again, like they have every year, or it can remain short. And that signifies the Fimbulvinter, which leads up to Ragnarok. So this tradition, and the way I understand it, and the way it was handed to me from my ancestors, was that if you have a red beard, you have a duty. You have a duty to grow your beard between the solstices. Now, I rarely start on the 20th of June. This year I started at the beginning of mid-August. Could have left it at June, but decided to shave for whatever reason. But you let it grow. That way, you are letting Odin and the other gods know that their children, their blood, still walks among men in Midgard. So as you lead up to the solstice, the winter solstice, you're growing this red beard. So if Fimbulvinter was to start, if the days did not lengthen, the gods can see their children amongst men and know who to call up to the halls of Asgard, if need be, to protect from the coming storm and the dead that are on the ships of nails. Now, another thing we traditionally do in my family, when you grow it on the winter solstice, you then shape it into some traditional manner. I usually let it run off here, maybe braid it a little bit. It's nice to have in winter. Of course, it protects your face in the winter, but the symbolic nature of the red beard carried so much more. And with today, with people growing their beards out and how, and much in vogue that is, it's nice to look back at ancient tradition and kind of be vindicated in saying, wow, well, this is something that I can do to express my belief and my harmony with the world around me. And it's also something I can grow and then cut off and explain to people why I'm doing such, which is bringing more people knowledge of our ways. Thought everybody might enjoy this. Just another little snippet, another tradition that comes from time shrouded in mist in the time of legend here today.